him on TV. He's 6'4". He's really tall. But he stood up. He said, "Thank you for coming, Professor." We shook hands. I sat down across a table from him, and then the camera started to record our conversation. And he read from a review of his program by the TV critic at that time of the New York Times, and she was very acerbic, whoever she was writing about. And her review was extremely negative, and she was very snippy. And he's reading sections of this to me, and then he puts the newspaper down and he says, "Now, Professor, is that objective journalism?" And I said, "No, it's not supposed to be, Bill. It's a review of your program, and a review is supposed to include the reviewer's opinions." And he frowned, and then I had to add something because I am kind of a wiseacre. I said, "Bill, you should send her a dozen roses." And there was this long pause, and he was clearly stunned by the suggestion. And then he said, "Why should I do that?" And I said, "Because of all the free publicity." And there was another pause, and he went to a commercial. And he said, "Thank you for coming in, Professor." He did not stand up to say goodbye, and I left the set. Now, here's the punchline. Off the set, one of these young women who were assisting him said, "Oh, Professor, thank you for coming. I feel I should tell you that Bill likes his guests to agree with him or disagree with him, not tease him. Don't tease Bill O'Reilly." So I was never asked back.
Oh, really? See that?
If I had disagreed with him and not teased him, I probably would have been invited back because he liked to have a guest that he could get into a fight with. But apparently my teasing him was offensive. And he's gone, and I'm here.
Now, and he got a $25 million severance fee.
And I get well paid by you.
Yeah.
Roughly
So,
nothing.
You see, Dick, see, this is what's going on today. See, O'Reilly now is probably over on the island of Nantucket, enjoying himself, relaxing. He's got a butler who's serving him breakfast with one of those little egg holders.
I bet he's not.
You know.
I bet he's trying to get revenge.
Yes. Yeah.
I had heard that he is starting a.
It started.
He started a program.
A podcast.
A podcast.
Yeah, it started Monday.
And I bet he's looking for another way to do this. This is not a guy who gives up easily.
No, the ego.
It's not ego either. It's
it's what he does.
That's him, you know. I mean, but you're right. It may be ego as well, but I'm sure he was really shocked by what happened.
Well, he's not been convicted, and yet he was convicted.
Well, he settled. That's not being convicted, but that makes people think there must be something to it, because he could certainly afford to fight an accusation in court.
Oh, but
and so could Fox.
But you know, I mean, I just go back to my own experience in the agency. We had people sue us, employees sue us for one reason or another. On several occasions, I said, "You got to be kidding! This person is a poor performer. They've never done well. They're not going to ever do well. And we fired them. We should have fired them. And they're suing us. Let's go to court with them. Talk to your lawyers." The first thing they'd say, "You got to be kidding! It's CIA against some woman who's now unemployed, a big organization against a single individual." You settle. You pay them what they want and walk away.
I know of a guy in town here, and the lady had worked with him every minute. And I know this is a devout Christian man, and I'd sign for him. I'd sign my name for him. And they closed a local business. I mean, they sold it, $8 million. Okay, they had a couple of locations. I shouldn't say the product, I guess. So she said there was sexual harassment, and the lawyer said, "Look, you got. She wants $300,000, whatever it was. So you got $250,000 insurance. Let the insurance pay her the $250,000, and then you each throw in $25,000, and she goes away."
Yeah.
And I think actually that each one had to throw in $75,000.
Well, it didn't work.
It did work.
Well, in this case with Bill O'Reilly, it did not work because he settled and Fox settled and he's gone.
Yeah.
So it didn't work.
Well, I think this was an
That wasn't that wasn't because of the women.
First of all, hold on. O'Reilly's been on the air as long as I have. I've been on 23 years. I think he's been on 20 or 21, right?
Yeah, right.
And
21.
look at that, I'm not making 25 million here. What's the matter here? But anyway, so
And he doesn't get NPR money either.
yeah, neither do I. So here, PBS, but here, I think this is the best thing that could happen to his career. His numbers were up so high after all this went down. The last week he was there.
Yeah, the ratings were up and the advertisers were fleeing.
And we're all tired of Bill O'Reilly. Tucker came in. You've got little Rhett Palmer in Vero Beach, Florida, and I might have influenced this because a lot of these big shots come down here and they live here now. They only have to be near their computers, and they're listening to the mayor of the airways, and the mayor of the airways is saying Tucker's going to knock O'Reilly off the chessboard, and they're figuring, hey, this guy's right. I mean, Rhett Palmer's like Middle America, man.
But don't you think Bill O'Reilly has been tarnished? I mean,
I can't hear you.
don't you think Bill O'Reilly has been tarnished? And there's some damage to his personality.
Who's the guy that I interviewed? Used to have a national TV show. He was one of the break-ins at the Watergate. Who's the little squirmy odd guy?
I know you, Mick. Yeah.
Bob Woodward.
Please. Wow, what was that? So why did we get the feedback when you got on this thing? That was bizarre. Oh, probably because you have your mic on. In there. So do you know who we're talking about, Mr. B? Who has who's one of the?
It was the break-in.
Yeah.
Bob Woodward.
No, not Bob Woodward.
Bob Woodward didn't break in.
Bob Woodward didn't break in. Bob Woodward was the writer for he was in town.
Bob Woodward probably should have been put in jail, but that's.
What is his name? Actually, he signed my briefcase I'm selling.
He's an odd guy. He had a radio program.
Yeah, national.
Yeah, good, fairly interesting.
You go to jail, you get out. Now, another case was Colson.
Mm-hmm.
Colson went to jail, but he actually had a real conversion experience with Jesus.
He found Jesus.
And spent the rest of his life helping people. Well, the fruit, you shall know them by a fruit. He was going to prisons the rest of his life and helping people in prisons. Yeah. Who is that little wormy guy now? It's going to really bug us. Hey, would somebody like to win a $25 gift certificate to a local restaurant? Tell me who's the guy who was one of the guys who broke in. He ended up
Liddy G. Garden.
Oh shucks! Now nobody's going to be able to win that prize.
I'm sorry, I will.
No, you don't get that.
Come on, why not?
Because you're part of the group.
It's only fair.
You already got enough retirement from the government. It's kind of like I was driving the other day. I was over at Miracle Mile. And I said, Lord, it's popular. Season is quite about ending now. And I said, I really need a parking spot. I prayed to the Lord. I really need a parking spot. I'm driving around. Finally, I came around the corner and there was one. I pulled in and said, that's okay, God, I found one. You weren't listening well.
I was listening.
So let's Paul tell us why he's not been invited back to the O'Reilly show.
Do we have to do this again?
It's because
I remembered the first time.
I teased him, that's why.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably, he probably doesn't like to be teased.
Well,
Do you like to be teased?
Well, I am here all the time. So,
yeah, we are all teased here, aren't we?
Well, hold on a second. Actually, teasing is an act of affection, I think.
Can be.
And I have found that the people that don't have the gift of self-deprecating humor, which means they lack humility, don't like to be teased.
I think that'd be a good.
Why are we having? We just went the heads. What's going on here? What's going on here? We're getting a shrill here. Maybe it's these? No, we're getting a shrill here.
They're down.
No, it's not here. Those are way over here. So we're getting it. Do you have your headset on properly?
Put the clock back.
Talk back. What are you doing?
I'm doing nothing.
I noticed.
What's happening here?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Every time he talks through the talkback, we're getting feedback.
Tell him not to talk.
Mr. B, we've done nothing, so to get the feedback on this thing, there's got to be pilot error somewhere.
He's walking out. We're on our own.
Oh, geez. Well, it's one of those days. So, Mr. B, is your new little device working here? Okay, talk through this thing. Let's see if we still get the feedback. Talk. Yep, see, we're still getting the feedback. This is bizarre. You've done something back there now. Okay, so.
How about now? Yeah, it's still
Wow. Yeah,
I'm hearing that.
yeah, it's bizarre.
Mhm.
All right,
But
well,
then
listen,
again-
I do want to thank the former Deputy Director of the United States of America, CIA, for coming into our broadcast today.
You mean it's time to leave?
Well, I think we have other guests planned. I don't know. Do you guys want to stick around? I don't know who's going to come in. You never know who's going to show up. So, I mean, we don't, we're getting feedback and this is,
Well, you have somebody calling in.
Rachel is gonna be a guest,
we think,
you think?
if she shows up.
Right.
Okay. Take a break. We'll be back. Now, it sounds really muffled in my headset. Really muffled.
Well, anyway.
All right.
What do
I don't know what's
Do
the
we
difference
stay? Do we
between
go?
yesterday and today, because the headsets were turned up
I
and
need a-
everything
See you
was
later.
fine.
See you in a month.
Oh, you're going away too?
I'm going for 3 weeks.
Where are you going?
I'm going to grandson's graduation.
Oh, that's what it says.
And then
Nashville,
I'm-
Tennessee.
And then where?
And then I've got a board meeting, a couple board meetings,
Yeah.
and I'm up to Washington.
We're lucky to have
Are you going up to Washington?
Yeah, I know.
Will you be there when I'm there?
I'll be there next Monday
That's what he's gonna do.
and Tuesday.
No, not next one. It's going to be there next Monday.
And yeah, next Monday I'll be there.
I'm going to Louisville, Kentucky first. Are you gonna be in Louisville?
No.
Wow, we're all
Maybe I'll see you in
taking off.
Washington.
Yeah, I'm taking off, you're taking off. Yeah, mhm.
All right. I guess I won't see you
So-
anymore, Paul.
Yeah, don't leave us, we might need you.
So are we finished, all three of us? All
No, because supposing she doesn't come.
right, so are you staying?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, okay. And Dick is going.
Yeah, there's no reason for me to stay.
okay. Yeah,
We'll see you when we see you again.
yeah,
Um,
mhm,
I guess
yeah, take
I'll be
it.
going when you're gone.
Yeah,
So this is sayonara.
Mhm.
I'm not here next week. I'm not here for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Have a nice trip.
Yep, enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time
Have a good
you're
night.
down, Paul. Be good.
Nice to share this with you, this experience.
It's been fun. It has been.
Hey, Rhett, does Fixins come and pick all this stuff up, or all this stuff over here? So I give them a call and, that's if they wanna pick these bags up? Yeah. We have a bunch of insulated bags here at the studio that Rhett used with food for that. And we could get somebody to pick them up in your bag. Mr. B? Yes, sir. That lady, is she coming in? Well, she's, the last email said, see you then. Last email that I got. If she has the phone number on the email, why don't you call her now? I'm getting a little nervous here. Okay. And of course she doesn't. Do you have that interview with Dr. Flames or that interview with the preacher across the street here? You want me to run that at 10? Hold on. Here she is here.
I found you.
She's here. Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
I was just looking for your phone number on email.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Getting the lay of the land, for sure.
How did your classes go there?
I didn't have them yet.
No.
I have them a couple weeks first.
Oh, you just did. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're not going to interview.
Okay. Got it. You guys have a good day and
Are you sold out for something right now?
no. You know what I did? The first thing I did was I always do, I always open on Saturday. And then, I'm never, oh, no, thank you. Thank you, Becca. I always open on Saturday and then
show sponsored by Dr. Alex Plains with custom family dentistry and dental implants. Nobody looks forward to going to the dentist, but Dr. Plains offers conscious sedation to help with dental phobia. Dr. Plain and his staff likes to help people with a friendly atmosphere and a stress-free visit. His office is located just south of the Village Beach Market, 4755 North Haven, or his website, plainsdentalarts.com. Or just give him a call.
I'm on the board of the Hearing Loss Association.
Really?
Oh, yeah, and I meant to bring
Is
in,
that a national group?
yeah, and I meant to bring in, my magazine. Remember I told you I was gonna bring in a magazine? Hearing Loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you did mention that.
And,
Yeah. I'd still like to get a copy.
I'd like it to, we have a charter here in town, and I'd like to give it more recognition.
Yeah.
And because a lot of people are hard of hearing.
Yeah.
And it's either age or other reasons.
Right.
Mine has been something I've had all my life. And,
Oh, really?
and I end up,
Since you were a little child?
oh yeah, I was born partially
Okay.
deaf.
Okay.
Yeah, but my good ear is going. And so a lot of people, I don't hear people. The other day, Rhett met me at church, and I sat on the end seat so nobody's right next to my bed. So
Right.
he said to me something about, would you move over? I
Yeah.
didn't hear him.
Yeah.
And he thought I was rejecting him, you know? And
Yeah, that happens to me. Yeah,
oh,
that kind of
in the
thing.
store at the Publix, you want to pay for a
I hate to
class?
go shopping.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
there's it right there.
Well, let's talk
Okay.
some more about that.
I would like to,
Okay.
because I'm going to talk to you about some abuse.
And we'll talk about it in an
Okay.
article.
Well, welcome, and I have to close that door.
I can close it for you.
Oh, okay. Mhm. Yeah, I think it's,
We'll talk about it
should be
over lunch.
I'm going to kill
Mhm.
Facebook
Rachel?
and ask you to come start it again, 'cause I
I'm
want it to be a whole new
Aw,
segment.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill Facebook now.
It's on, it's working.
I know, I'm gonna kill it because I want to get rid of the past half hour. It sucked.